Hi, this is the last video of the Tao Bao, 13 Tao Bao. If you've watched the other videos, I give a good bit of explanation of the content. I'm going to try to keep this one pretty short. I will say this, there's multiple versions of these that I've seen, and I'll kind of hit on the differences that I see that are the most commonly done. And like I said, I try to practice them as long as it fits the body mechanics and it's, it's benefiting my body. I'm going to try the different versions of them. I will say this, that I made a short video over these three primary stances that are in Shuai Chiao, right? Marching, and bow stance, and a stealing stance, right, or resting stance. So when I practice these 13 pieces, I incorporate these as well. And I feel like they're very important throughout the whole of the throws that we do in Shuai Chiao. And I feel that they're great whether you do them static or you do them in a dynamic way, right? Just like with these other pieces. So we're going to start with the two that are, these two, the footwork is relatively the same, right? So angel staring in the mirror and sharpening the axe, okay? So the piece of footwork, or the structure part, is the same, right? So my feet are on the same line, and I'm gonna keep it that way, right? I'm not gonna turn this foot. If I turn the foot, then it kind of defeats the purpose. So I want to keep them like this, right? And I'm gonna have this lengthening of my body, right? If I did it this way, same thing. I'm going to have this lengthening of my body, okay? I want to have, if I do this right, I'm going to think about lifting in my head and pushing down my heel, and that in itself will help to stabilize you. And then if you think, just let yourself relax, and if you relax through your hip, right? I just let myself relax. And you'll keep your stability, okay? So what's the difference in these two? So let's look at angel staring in the mirror. So with this piece, one hand is up and one hand is back like this, just depending on what side you're on, right? Like this. Some will do it like this, some will do it as this. But the big difference between, we'll say, the two camps on this, right? When I do this, right, I'm in this straight line, but my one foot is behind the other foot, so my lumbar and my abdominals need to work a lot to support my torso, right? Now, if I do it on this hand, like this, like you see people do, it really doesn't stress the core that much. But if I do it from this hand, and I start here, and then look, I'm going to twist the waist. So I try to bring, we'll say in essence, this to this shoulder side, right? I twist, and I keep the elongation of my head and my foot. I want to keep that straight line, and at the same time, I'm going to twist on the core. And it's not that easy to support this dance. It'll work the connective tissue and the stabilizer muscles that surround the ankle joint, the knee joint, and the hips, right? And then the lengthening is one thing, but when you make that twist, it even magnifies the stress on the structure of the body, we'll say, right? So I've got this straight line, this leg is forward, I come here like this, and again, whether this is this way or this, not so much the big deal, right? But now I want to think, I'm not going to move this over here, but I'm going to twist my torso and bring it across like this. And then it's holding that position, right? So I have my abdominals, my lumbar, my obliques, the psoas muscles, that connect with the spine. All of that stuff is having to support me, but now I'm going to twist it to support it. And then at the same time, everything around the hips, the knees, the ankles, Everything is having to work to keep this position. Right? If you just put your foot over here like a regular bow stance, right? All of a sudden your stability is, increased greatly, right? So you can also do this with weights, right? In a static or a dynamic position. So that's angel standing in the mirror, okay? Then dulcible reaps the rise. In essence, it's the same component, right? I'm like this, one foot's behind the other, I don't have it turned, I have it in a straight line, and my hands are here. And I'm gonna reach forward and out, and then I'm gonna pull them back toward me, right? Now, some people do it just up here, across the chest. They look like this. And then others, they'll come from down here and out and bring it back and make a larger circle out of it. In theory, in my mind, this one's easier than the other one because I'm not really twisting upon the torso as well. I'm just trying to maintain this straight line. And you want to do it left and right, of course. So that one, again, is sharpening the axe. The one before that, you're just staring in the mirror. And now we're going to look at this one here. Dulcible reaps the rice. So if you do Shuai Chiao, or, actually you'll find this kind of component in a lot of styles. But the foot is in this shape, right? Like this. So whether you're doing Tai Chi or praying mantis or all kind of variety of styles, you use this foot, and it's all different things, right? So the movement, though, looks like this. Now, I want to keep my torso upright. I don't want to lean like this when I'm doing it, and I don't want to lean like this into my heel either, right? I want to support my weight on the back part. Now, this really stretches the underside of the calf and the Achilles, and then also I have to have the strength of this leg to support it. Now, be sure that you keep your knee in line with your toes, right? You don't want to twist on the knee like that. That's bad, right? I want this line. And I want to be able to pick this up, right? The weight is on the back, and my hands are here, right? So it looks like this, okay? Now, when you do this in a dynamic way, the hands can come out, and you're going to go down to the side of the foot, like this, and bring it back up. And look, I want to sink on this leg. It's not just me bending the torso, right? You can practice it like this first. So say I'm here, and then I'm going to put my hands here, and then I'm going to go down on this leg, right? And then I'll flatten the torso toward the thigh, like this in this way. And then if you can do that, you should be able to bring the hands back and forth. Same thing if you did it with hand weights. And like I said, if you're watching these in time, I'm going to make a video over different types of hand weights that you can use for your forms and the Tai Bao and things like that. Now this one in a dynamic approach, right? You could swing the leg through or swing the leg through. You don't have to just do the fundamental movement here, right? But it's good for stretching out the hamstrings. It'll open up the hips some, and you do get that stretch in the underside of the calf and the Achilles. So it's a good move. Next one is supporting this guy. Now, if you think about a horse stance, about depending on the person, 1.5, 2 times as wide as your shoulders, right? And when I do this move, my hands are going to be like this. Now some do it like this, or like this, something like that, what I'm saying. These are the 2 primary ways I've seen it. And I want to kind of connect this elbow to the front knee, right? So if I start here and I drop into the move, right? I want to be like this. So I want to kind of have this connecting point, right? And they're relatively above my head. And then as I do this, I'm actually stretching the inside of my leg, right? And look, I don't want to, at the same time, think that you want to push your abdominal out. So when I go down, don't stick your butt back, right? But try to keep pushing the abdominal forward, your bladder, so that you end up in a straighter line like this. Now, some people do it with the foot turned or pointing, right? If I did it on the other side, same thing. I'm here, and look, when I go down, I don't want to stick my butt out, but I want to push out with the bladder, the lower abdomen, right? So I keep me under me, and I can stretch this out nice and deep if I want. Keep sinking into it, right? You can turn the foot in. It'll give you a little bit different stretch. I don't think one is right and one is wrong. And so we had sharpening the axe, angel staring in the mirror, and we had supporting the sky, and now we have rhino watching the moon, okay? And with this move, you can cross the feet like this, or some people cross the feet like this. In reality, it's the same thing, right? We do it like this. Some people reach down and grab the lead ankle. Some people grab the rear ankle. I think it just gives a different stretch, okay? You should do it both ways. So if I'm here like this, I don't want to do this, right? I keep talking about creating this big hole here, right? Or this big ball. I don't want that, right? So when I do it, right? Whether I'm like this, or I'm like this, I'm going to take this hand, and I'm going to start bending here, right? And as I bend, I'm going to put the hand down, and then look, I'll straighten out a little bit, but look, I also want to twist the torso, right? So I twist to look up. Don't twist with the head. Think twist with the waist, and then pull down, right? If I did it on the other side, this, the hand comes up, this one kind of stays on my hip. Like I said, I bend here first, I make my attachment, I straighten out, and then I twist, right? Twist from the waist, not from the head. Don't just do the head, you'll lose this other part that you're trying to work. Okay, so we did sharpen the axe, dorsal reach to rise, rhino watching the moon, supporting the sky, and angel staring in the mirror. So that is the last 5 of the Tai Bao. Whoever your instructor is, if you're watching this and you go to some place or you're wanting to learn this stuff, just get started doing them, right? You can always try to get correction from your teacher or the main group you're practicing with, etc. But get started. It's so much easier to make corrections with someone if they're already practicing the content, and then from that person's experience or their point of view, you can make the difference, make refinements, we'll say. But I can't stress it enough that learning these Tai Bao are really great for strengthening the body, loosening, limbering the body up. You can say stretching. I just don't like to use the term stretching. Creating range of motion and mobility is better. But also they help with the connective tissue and the stabilizer muscles. And when you're doing it, if you can breathe through them and relax and try to do the set, try to add it into like a daily routine. They don't take that long to do. Maybe you do each one a minute. It's 15 minutes. It's not that hard, and it'll make you feel, your body feel a lot better. So other than that, that's pretty much all I'm going to cover in this video. I covered and hit these other points pretty well in the other videos, but just think, I can step out into these moves, right? I can step out into these moves if I want to do it like that, or I can do it static. It's more that you're doing the movements and you're working them. So I hope that helps someone if they're trying to learn what Shuai Chiao is. You know, to me, Shuai Chiao is not just the throws. It's the things that help you to be able to execute the throws. You know, because if you think of it across the board, whether you're doing judo or you're doing Shuai Chiao or sambo, or you know, you could pick a variety of others. There are specific throws that would be all through all of these different systems. What the difference is how you train the material, right? How you train the content. And, you know, so, I mean, that's what makes you a Shuai Chiao practitioner over a judo practitioner, right? Or over a sambo practitioner. It's how you train it, what's the methodology that's included in it. So, anyway, I hope you liked the video, and I will be making some more, if you're watching this in time, over some of the training apparatus, and hopefully some partner stuff too, which is somewhat more appealing to the average person watching this stuff to see what Shuai Chiao is. But if you already have a baseline, then learning this stuff is important. So thank you for watching.